We got news on Lil Uzi's new album, The Pink Tape, and this time around, we might be getting close to estimating an actual release date. So let's jump straight into this. If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new songs in the description. Real quick, if you don't want to listen to this, make sure to skip 10 seconds into the future, but you can now sign up for my free newsletter with the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and details everything that's been happening in hip-hop over the past week, so make sure to do that. So I dropped a video a couple of days ago going over a theory that we had about Uzi dropping on the 23rd. And before we get into the new news, no pun intended, let's just, go over that real quick. There's a couple of seconds so we can get everybody caught up to date and maybe see how this new information proves the theory that we had. So let's take a look at this. So there's been a couple of pictures of merch for the Pink Tape surfacing, of Uzi also wearing a shirt that says Pink Day, which was not very interesting when we first got it, but then we got a story from Bugs Ronin, who's also a record producer that's also working together with Uzi, and he posted the same picture of Uzi wearing the shirt with Pink Day, and then he kind of captioned it Pink Day Soon. So something was up with this Pink Day. Maybe it was just the fact that, that's what they call the release for the Pink Tape. But somebody Googled what day is Pink Day, and out came June 23rd. And that's why a lot of people thought that maybe Uzi was dropping June 23rd. Now, only a couple of days ago, this seemed pretty far-fetched, because Pink Day might just be some random national holiday that nobody really cares about. It was just a coincidence that it fell on a Friday of June, the day that maybe Uzi was supposed to drop. What was also pretty interesting was that for his latest feature called Amen with Bring Me the Horizon, he said that it was going to be the last drop before the album, so we knew that it was coming at some point pretty soon. And we've gotten him in the interview for the O32C magazine, where he said that, or they basically assumed that this thing was going to be dropping in the summer. So that's kind of the news we had so far. Now let's take a look at the new stuff that we got. But first, all was pretty interesting. Uzi dyed his dreads purple again, and this kind of gives us a throwback to like 2016, the Uzi that we're all like wanting to hear back on this thing. So he did that, and what's also interesting is that Uzi Ock posted about this. They said Uzi got the purple dreads back, hashtag Lil Uzi Vert, and Don Cannon, who we know is also in the team for making this album, for rolling this album out, he then commented on this post and said, "It's time." So this is not necessarily a kind of binding statement that this thing is going to be dropping soon. They've been saying it's time, and Don Cannon also gave us that false information at the end of last year that it was still going to be dropping in 2022. So I don't want to trust the guy 100%. But at least it's something. But it's going to get even more interesting, so stick with me. Because, and you might have seen this on a couple of social media platforms, but there was a clip, and I think originally this was from TMZ, correct me if I'm wrong though, where they asked Uzi somewhere, "Hey yo, when is the Pink Tape dropping?" And he just replied, "End of the month." And this is a current clip, so he's definitely talking about June. And then considering all the stuff that's been happening with him saying it's the last drop before the album, and also maybe considering this Pink Day theory of June 23rd, that might also play a role into this thing dropping on the 23rd. Just something I wanted to mention real quick before we get back to that June 23rd theory was that Benny X also retweeted the tweet where, I think it was NFR Podcast that said that Lil Uzi Vert confirms new album Pink Tape dropping end of June, something like that. So Benny X is definitely going to have some production likely on the album. But let's go back to this theory about June 23rd and the Pink Day. Obviously, the first thing that I was thinking of was Travis Scott Utopia. This thing is set to release on either June 23rd. That was the theory that we've had for a very, very long time, or June 30th, because we've gotten some updates in the Billboard rules for how they count streams and for how they allow fan packs, quote unquote, to be counted as sales of the album in the first week. And Travis might want to make use of that and benefit from that when talking about Utopia, this album that he's likely going to release a lot of merch for, a lot of bundles, and maybe he can kind of boost his streams a little bit just to guarantee that #1 spot for a lot of weeks. And that counting starts in the week of June 30th, that Friday. So we thought maybe Travis would want to make some use of that. Obviously, Uzi would also want to do that. But I think when it comes down to, okay, am I going to just try to outsell Travis? that question or that dilemma, I don't think Uzi can outsell Travis. I mean, I love Uzi, and I think that he can do very well. We've seen him do very well with Just Wanna Rock or the Watch This remix, but he's not going to outsell, especially not Utopia, Travis Scott, because that thing has just been maybe for the same amount of time been hyped, but that thing is way bigger than the Pink Tape. And I want to give a shout out to the guy who first, came up with the theory about Googling what day is Pink Day, because we just got those hints on his, Bugs Ronan story or on his own t-shirt with the Pink Day merch for the Pink Tape. So we kind of knew that maybe something was up with the Pink Day, and someone just Googled what day is Pink Day, and out came June 23rd. Now, as I said, this is just like a made-up national holiday in the US, but if it comes down to him dropping at the end of the month, we only really got those 2 Fridays left. We only got the 23rd or the 30th, and if Travis is basically now somewhat confirmed to be dropping on the 30th, maybe also a week later in July, the first week of July, so that'll be the 6th, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. It kind of comes down to it being the 23rd, and so I think the theory of Uzi dropping on the 23rd just got confirmed a little bit more, because Uzi could have just as easily waited until after Travis had dropped Utopia and dropped middle of June or like end of June or July. I think I just said June, but I meant July because that would be after Utopia's release. So in my mind, I'm pretty much convinced that we're going to have the release of the Pink Tape by Uzi on June 23rd, and then Travis dropping on the 30th. Now, I'm going to keep y'all updated the more we learn about this. I just saw this happening with him saying this, so this is kind of a spontaneous video. Let me know if you have any other info on this, though, in the comments, or hit me up, maybe even in my Discord. Join the Discord and drop all the evidence you got in there, because I want to know about this. Everybody else wants to know about this, and it's like a very interesting and exciting time for it. I mean, June is going to be big for hip-hop fans with Travis, Utopia, the Pink Tape, bunch of albums coming out. So I feel like this is going to be, we're in for a very good month when it comes to music releases. So I'm really happy about this. But I want to know what y'all think about this now, though. Are you excited for the Pink Tape? Do you think that this is dropping on the 23rd or the 30th? What do you think the release date schedule for Utopia and the Pink Tape will be? And do you have any more evidence on this? All your thoughts and all your info on this, please let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.